This swing thought talks all about focusing on the front half of the golf ball. Now, for a lot of golfers, if I say to them, you know, what are you looking at? They'll say, well, I'm looking down there. Yeah, but specifically, what are you looking at? Well, I don't really know. I'm looking kind of around there. But if you're looking at the wrong part of the golf ball, you might then focus on hitting the wrong part of the golf ball. And ironically, the only part of the golf ball that a golfer can see is the bit they're trying to not hit. You know, we can see the top half of the ball, but we should know that if we hit anything like the top half of the golf ball will not fly. It will roll across the floor and it'll be a frustrating golf shot. So we're actually trying to hit a bit of the golf ball that we can't see. Having said that, if I say to you, try and hit the bottom bit of the golf ball, that for a lot of golfers can lead them into the wrong approach. It leads them into more of a sort of a scooping or a digging approach, which actually is not what we want. So depending on the specific golf shot you're playing, I want you to focus on different parts. This drill, the swing thought, is going to focus on hitting the front part of the golf ball. And this is going to be for shots that you want to hit in the air with your shorter irons. So if I'm focused on hitting the front part of that golf ball, it leads me to think that I need to get my body weight more into the front half of my stance. I need to take my body weight, my head, my chest, over to that left side with my hands. As a right-handed golfer, I'm moving left through impact to get to the front half of the golf ball. And that, of course, is perfect technique if I'm hitting lofted clubs that I want to hit in the air. Potentially anything where I want to take a divot, I want to focus on the front half of the golf ball. Now, the next video in this sequence will be about aiming at the back half of the golf ball, and that's for shots that we're going to sweep up in the air a bit more with the driver. So don't look at the two tips and think they contradict each other. They complement each other depending on the type of shot that we're trying to play. So as I address the golf ball here, now if I'm on the driving range, I can actually pick that ball up, move it round and position some of the logo into the front side. Now once I can see that logo into the front side, I can then pick that to aim at. I can look at it and I can think that's where I want to be. That's encouraging my body weight to move into the front half and hit down. So as I take a wedge here and hit down, I take an almighty chunk of turf and the ball flies nicely. Now it's worth remembering that that chunk of turf is after the golf ball, it's on the front side. So by focusing on the front side of the ball, when I took my divot, it was on that front side. I would argue, I think if I was aiming at the backside or under the ball, I would have taken a divot before the golf ball, which is a fault a lot of golfers have. So if you're struggling to get your wedges up in the air, you're struggling to get your short irons with a good contact, focus on the front half of the golf ball, moving into that lead side, and try and take a divot after the golf ball by focusing in the front of the golf ball.